Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. We strongly advise you to stay on the sim as long as needed before you go live. We're not your financial advisor. Here it is just strictly for educational room, and you're very welcome to follow any of our automated trading signal. As long as you are on a sim, we're not responsible for your trade. And again, this is strictly an educational place. It's not a trading room. We have, for the ones that just joined us, we have a market analyzer on the left upper corner and another market analyzer on the right upper corner. As you see here, there is a new signals, and once the signal fires up, the auto trade will start taking a trade. And then you can decide how many contracts you want, and then you can start trading it. We're going to be covering one type of an auto trade, and then we're going to cover another type of an auto trade. It's a totally different auto trade. It's the V8 and the TI7 for Ninja Trader 8. This is a total different auto trade, and we will cover that kind of auto trade later on today. As an example here on the market analyzer, we have a sell order on the ES at 41.61.25, target 41.55 is already hit the target and is done. On the NASDAQ, we have one contract. Now it is the entry, the signal fired at 138.92, target 138.68. Based on one contract, 60 ticks into the profit. This is not the whole day, it's the last entry signal. And then we have on the right upper corner the market analyzer, and on the market analyzer is based on a 15-second, and we use white charts for the 15-second. Right now we don't have a trade on it, and once we do, we will be covering that as well. To analyze the market before we do anything today, we always have to look at the chart before we start auto trading, or we want to look or evaluate what is going on in the market before you just go ahead and go live in the market. And we can see the NASDAQ here at 13.885. This is a pullback and a re-entry at that line here. If you want to do that, you can do that on a sim, but not on a live trade. We're not responsible for your live trading. So this is a potential re-entry short on the pullback. And as you see, when the NASDAQ did go down, pulled back to this number here, 138.8525. For the ones who are thinking about going long on the NASDAQ, is out of a question. There is no long trade on the NASDAQ. Neither the ES at the moment. There is no trades long on the ES either, not at the moment. So if you are auto trading, you can always direct your auto trade to take a short only or a long only. If you are using our system anyway, you have on the top of this is a total different type of an auto trade. It's not the signal auto trade. This is a totally different type. And what you can do, you can direct, if you want to, your auto trade to go short only or long only, or if you don't want to mess with it, you don't need to mess with it, then the auto trade will take a long trade and a short trade. But it is for the ones that want to get involved in it, they can direct the auto trade to take short only or long only. As you see, the market came into the NASDAQ, as we have explained to you, and this is a potential re-entry. And right now there is no long trade, it's only pullback re-entry. And as we see, the NASDAQ stop exactly what we have said is going to stop. It's going to be, I cannot say it's impossible. I mean, there is nothing impossible in the market. Sometimes they play us and they turn around the market, and we have to understand when there is a false movement, but this is not a long trade in here. Absolutely, there is no long trade. It's only pullback, re-entry, short. Always pullback, re-entry, short. And today it is to the short side, and if we want to go long, this is a very, very critical area to go long in here. Your percentage taking a long trade here, it is a very high risk trade in here. But we will monitor this NASDAQ and the ES. For the ES trader, there is a potential re-entry at 41.57 level. And you have to approach it with a cautious because now the market here, we have the projection at 41.55. So if the 41.57 did not hold, the ES is going to go up to retest again the 41.60. So this is your re-entry right now on the ES is 41.57.25, and you got to be careful with it. And look what happened to the NASDAQ as we explained to you. And there we go, you know, start giving up. Very simple. So this is what we have, and we keep our eye monitoring on the market to understand which direction this market. There is a certain areas on the chart there is a high risk, and as an example here and here on the ES, if we able, look, this is where we told you the re-entry. And if we look at the ES, this is exactly where we told you the re-entry on the ES. And the ES is stopped exactly at that area here. Look, it's struggling. The next level, it is 41.60. The NASDAQ fell. So as long as we can understand what's going on in the market, it will be much easier on us. Now we're gonna bring down the TI7 for NinjaTrader 8. This is a total different type of an auto trade, and it's going. If we look on this already made on the first trade, $880. Our daily target is 1,000. And on the first trade at 8 o'clock, took a trade, made 880. And now there is 1,000 here, so that's 1,800. It's finished for the daily target. The market is really going through hard places right now. We just gonna stay on hold a little bit. It's very important to see what the ES is gonna do. It's gonna have a problem with 41.60, and as we expected, it struggled on the 41.57, and if it survived that one, it's gonna struggle in here on 41.60. So is in a really this area here on the ES between 41.57 and 41.60. This is a really critical area. So let's see what will happen. Always the market try to surprise us, so we need to be aware of it. Just sitting on the side because this is a really critical area, guys. If you want to take some trades, be careful. And as expected, the Nasdaq is not gonna survive, and it is start dropping and losing momentum as expected. And now the ES is gonna probably do the same once it hit the 4160. So let's keep our eye on those. This is a very chop area here, and you don't want to get into those chop area. um, we gotta keep monitoring the ES and Nasdaq, and this is an extreme um, um, high risk area to trade from, and you gotta be very careful how you're approaching the market. Let this market settle. We don't want to do any crazy movement. There is nothing wrong with the microphone. We just sitting on a standby because the market cannot find a direction, and I don't want to. The market is down and is struggling, as we see here in the market. So the Nasdaq is keep going back and forth as expected, and there is no long trade on the Nasdaq, and it's keep bumping into this support area at 138.74. We knew it, we called it short, and there is nothing we can do. We just sit it. It is an extremely hard area. You gotta be careful with the ES, guys. Um, a lot of chops come in your direction on the ES. whether you are auto trading or you are a manual trading, a chops is a chops, and does not mean if you are auto trading you're not gonna get into the chop market. Is irrelevant. So be careful, guys, with the ES, approaching the ES. We said where is those re-entry on the ES. I'm concerned about the projection on the ES at 41.54 and the support area 41.53.25. Those are hard area to break, and once we are going below the 41.53 on the ES, we are on a good direction, but we need to able to break this last support area, and the Nasdaq, as we told you, is going to be fine. We are going down, and we did go down, and the market is struggling a little bit, but it's going to the right direction anyway. So this is a really hard areas, and this is exactly what I was concerned about with the ES. I know there is no long trade on the ES, and I was concerned about the projection, the 45.54 and the heavy support area at 41.53, and this is exactly what happened. Once we cross this 41.53.50, we are in a good condition for short, and nothing can be done about it. Doesn't matter. It's getting really tight on the ES, and I'm not very pleased the way the ES moving at the moment, and it's getting tighter and tighter, and it's getting stuck between those channels here, and now it's going to be impossible to go farther short, and there is a resistance. So whether you are a manual trader or an auto trader, now you're gonna start getting into problems with the ES. It doesn't matter what auto trade you are using, whether you are using hours or not, you're gonna have problems here on the ES. This is not an inviting for a trade. When the way I look at it, when I cannot find a manual trade, that means the auto trade is gonna get in trouble, despite the logic behind your auto trade. Now, the smartest auto trade can avoid this whole area, not taking any trade. But right now, that ES is not a pleasant ES to trade, honestly. And as you notice, sometimes when the market is moving, you have unlimited ticks to be made. And when the market is stuck in the channel, this is where most of the traders start losing money. A lack of reading the market, that can cause losses. And that is whoever now, whether from us or somebody else, is irrelevant. Whoever is messing with the ES right now is already in trouble. And as you see, I don't have even an open order on the ES. All on hold. And this is a trouble ES, honestly. And you will be better off with the CL than an ES right now. So nothing can be done except sitting on the side for a few minutes until this market get us a direction, gentlemen. We cannot put our fingers in anything right now on the ES. It's gonna burn our fingers. So we're gonna leave the ES alone until we see change in the market. And it doesn't matter if you are auto trading. Even if you are auto trading, you're gonna have a problem. You know, if your auto trade taking short here, it's not gonna make it. If your auto trade is taking long here, it's not gonna make it. It's a very sideways market here on the ES, and we need to see the ES go below 41.53 before we are in the clear for the short. And this area here on the ES is unsurvivable trading. I mean, maybe somebody gonna take a trade here and make 5-10 ticks by luck. Yeah, okay, I can live with that. But does not mean he's consistent, you know. So being lucky with one trade, it's not gonna make a difference. But to activate a trade right now on the ES is a suicide. Whether you are auto trading or manual trade, is a suicide trade. Is an extremely high risk trade. Your chances on winning on the ES right now, where is situated, your chances is 1 or 2 out of 10. If you are patient enough, you activate your auto trade. Once this ES goes below the 41.53, you start increasing your chances with the ES. As long as this ES above the 41.53, you are in trouble and you are losing money. You don't even have to send me a message. You don't have to tell me anything. You are losing money. We have people in Europe already finished with the ES using the template I have shared with you guys on Monday, the TI7 reversal, and they already finished with it, finished with the ES. But for the ones that's now trying to activate the ES, you are in a big mess. Welcome to trading, you know. And now that Nasdaq start getting out of this chop market area, and now we need the ES also either go below the 41.53 or start going above. It's a long way from home to go long on the ES. And this is a really messy market here. Look, the ES is stuck on this heavy resistance 41.57 and a lot of support now, a lot of support. I cannot see any exit on the ES. So when I cannot find a trend on the ES, I cannot give you direction. And I really do not find any direction on the ES. And when you cannot find a direction, drop everything and stay on hold for a few minutes. And once this is clear out, this area here, we are ready to auto trade or manual trade. So in the meantime, I don't want to encourage any trader to take action within ES. And the one has done yet, they are already in trouble and they lost money. This is an extreme high risk place. And your chances are very thin to survive this area with the ES. Very thin. 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. One guy is a blind, might shoot it and might get 10, 15 takes, but does not mean he's consistent. I'm gonna kill the microphone right now. I don't want any encouragement on the ES trade. And the Nasdaq right now is out of those chop areas, but we're still waiting on the ES to survive those area here. So I'm gonna kill off the microphone a little bit until this market comes in the clear, and then we will start looking at the market. And if I have said that before, And I will say that today too. Every time you see a problem like what you see today on the NASDAQ, there is no place really to trade. There is nothing to chew on in here. It's not open road. And the ES is a big mess. Always, guys, when you see big mess on the ES NASDAQ, without even look at the chart, you can always find the CL is trending. Why? Despite those big mass amateur traders, they want to get rich and they want to skip the learning process. The ones they know how to trade or they've been around, they have burned their fingers before, they know what's going on in the market. When they see there is a problem, when they see there is no trade on an ES, neither a NASDAQ is too early to call a trade on a NASDAQ. They refuge to the CL. And that's why every time you see chop market on the ES, NASDAQ, you turn around on the CL, you'll find the CL is working. So what I'm trying to say, for a guy is auto trading, if you are auto trading the ES and you didn't see what's going on, and you are auto trading the ES, you are in trouble today. For the guy, I mean, I'm not saying to trade manually. Oh, God forbid. No, no, no. I wouldn't dare do that to anyone. Not anymore. I give up on that. But but whoever is in right now auto trading a CL, and let me show you the CL here on the blue chart is coming from the market analyzer, and this CL here is coming from a total different auto trade called the TI7 for NinjaTrader 8. And there are two different auto trades, and they're both making money on the CL because the CL is trending. On the ES, it's too early to call the trade. On the NASDAQ, it's too early to call the trade on the NASDAQ. Why? The NASDAQ is already find a direction at the moment, temporary direction, because if we look at the market analyzer, which this is the first things you need to look at in the morning. Right now we have a buy on the NASDAQ, we have a sell on the ES, we have a sell on the YM. The market is not synchronized, and each one of them is going one direction. And we cannot confirm the NASDAQ until we see this ES is getting out of this muddy hole, I mean, to put it nicely. So right now, I'm not interested in this NASDAQ signal to go long until I see this whole market going long, the ES going in conjunction with the NASDAQ. The danger right now to go ahead and take approach on the NASDAQ, and the ES has not been out of the wood yet, that is can drop the ES down again, and it's going to drag the NASDAQ with it. Those elements, reading the market, ignoring what the market is telling you, is going to bring you to disaster. So when you are auto trading NASDAQ and you're not looking at the chart, or you are auto trading ES, not looking at the chart, and an automated trade by itself is not good enough. An automated, no matter where this auto trade come from, we're not asking to learn how to trade and put you, oh God forbid, put you in a room, charging you money every month. No, no. But what we are saying, folks, there is no way out of it. Look at the market for 5-10 minutes before you turn on your auto trade and wait. Now on the NASDAQ, once we start crossing the 39.18, once we cross that, it's going to do some breakout. That's fine. Let it be. if you are a cautious trader. Two options: you can take on the first breakout on the Nasdaq from here, or the second option, let it run. You're not going to be missing anything. Let it run, and then on the pullback you can re-enter the market at 39.18. Now if this ES trying to get out of this hole, able to survive it, the Nasdaq is gonna fly to the 139.46.25. If this ES fell again, it's gonna drag back the Nasdaq. Now the Nasdaq start building momentum to the long side, has changed direction. If you want to take a trace on the Nasdaq, you can do that right now. And now if you look at the scalpers start taking a long trade. The Nasdaq is on the buy with the scalper. So now look, the ES got out of this hole, and it's a weak trend. It's not really good. And that ignite the Nasdaq immediately. And now the market now start getting into the clear. And now if we look at the market analyzer, now it is long. And this is where you start seeing the light in the trading. Now the market start getting out of this. Now the only thing we are still concerned about the 41. At the moment we are concerned about the 41.62 level. If we are able to cross it, then we're gonna tangle with the 41.63.75. So now the whole momentum in the market has changed, and now the direction from short to long has been confirmed, and now we are start having a clearance in the market to start taking directions. And this is where your signals and everything start making sense. And now we are in the right direction and avoiding the turbulence. And now on the CL, we are done with the CL 2200. Now the auto trades start firing up to the long trade, and now we are start seeing the light on the trades. And the ES, we cross this one, we're gonna have a little problem at 41.63.75, and then we're gonna be okay on that. And then on the Nasdaq, we're gonna go ahead, and it's a high risk trade today. So what we are going to do, we're gonna go ahead and break even plus couple takes. And now my concern in the trade is 41.63.75, followed by the 41.64. If we are able to break that, that will be really lovely. If we are not able to break those on the ES, is gonna go straight back up again to the entry point, and that is gonna drag your Nasdaq as well. So the eye right now, when you are auto trading, the eye right now is not what your auto trade is making. It could be 1 banana or 10 bananas. It doesn't matter on the P&L what is making the auto trade. My concern right now is not the P&L, is if this ES able to cross the 41.63. If the ES able to break the 41.63, followed by the 64, there is one tick between those two. We are on a couple $1,000 trade. If this market failed to break this one, we're gonna walk away with nothing on that ES, because I already have a broke even with it, and it's gonna knock me out of that trade. And then I will not lose money if this market going below that entry point. It's just enough to cover the broker. So this is where we understood, as if you noticed, we're always ahead of the market predicting. We are not following the market. We are predicting, and we are arming ourselves, preparing ourselves to what is going to happen the next step to approach those auto trades. When you do that, you know where you are in the market, and you let the auto trades take the trade. But we know now we have a problem here. So if we have an auto trade on the NASDAQ, taking a trade like this one here, I know where I am on that trade here. I know where I am. I'm using this one here 1 minute. And there is a lot of money to be involved to ignore the signal. This is the NASDAQ on the 3 minutes. And now you have 1800, whatever. And now we cannot ignore the problem in the market. And there you go, closed. This is super. Close this one here, 14. So now the ES was having a problem here. And if we take an ES trade, this is a serious business. You cannot avoid. We took one trade out on the ES, and we still have 3 more. And we understand we have $600 in there. And this is something where I know it's going to be miserable for a guy who just want to auto trade. But this is a decision where you can say close position and call it off for today. Especially when you are dealing with real money, serious money, and you are dealing, as an example, with the DAX. I mean, this is almost 4,000 euro. You don't want to ignore what's going on in the market. It's not going to print out for you 4,000 euro and ignoring, because if you are ignoring the market, those 4,000 euro could be the opposite direction. They are in red 4,000. So no matter how we turn around, we cannot ignore the market and close our eye and say it's going to be fine. So now the ES is strangling with the 41.6350, and all what you are looking at, all those auto trades, I don't care about the P&L, whether it is $800 or $10 or $100, is irrelevant. They mean nothing if this ES is not able to cross the 41.63. They mean nothing. The market is going to go back and collapse all your profit. You cannot ignore what the market is telling you, no matter what you do it or how you put it, how you tweak your questions, how you try to convince yourself. I mean, an expectation on an auto trade is not some kind of dreamland. It's not some kind of voodoo. It is mechanical. At the end of the day, it's mechanical trade. And things can go to your favor or things can go the opposite. So when we are educated, it's exactly like I don't know if somebody, I mean, I used to work around the airplanes in Dallas, in San Antonio, in Houston, in Florida. We had all those airlines, from the 727-100, C-100, all the way to the 747. I can put you on any airplane, teach you where is the autopilot, and you know how to turn on the autopilot. But if you don't know how to fly, You don't know how to fly. And an auto trade, I look at it as an autopilot. I don't look at it as a getaway, a free success trading because you have an auto trade. We have 9 auto trades in our package. We're not talking from weakness. We have the most advanced automated trades ever. You know, we are so much advanced, more than anyone else out there with auto trades. But if we cannot read the market, what's going on, you're gonna crash this aircraft. And despite what the P&L, you should not be looking at P&L. Today you make $100, tomorrow you make banana, the after day you make $1,000, the other day you're gonna make maybe lose 1,000. This is not a P&L making machine, money machine. No, auto trade is not a mechanical machine maker. It's not an ice maker. It's not a machine maker. It's not money maker. An auto trade is making a trader's life easier. And then if we look at the ES, we are still struggling on the 41.6350 despite what auto trade we are using here, despite what time frame we are using, it's the same results, and it is the same thing. The market is stopping, whether you are on a DAX, NASDAQ, ES, CL, Russell, they're all stopping because when the ES come into major area, nothing is going to happen until the ES cross those major area. To translate what's going on the ES, this is a really important, guys. You know, if you want to buy an auto trade, for God's sake, buy it from any company you want. But at least buy this auto trade from somebody can teach you what is going on in the market. Not just couple videos how to optimize an auto trade and leave you out there in the cold and getting chopped through the market. I mean, if you want to buy an auto trade, and at least buy an auto trade from somebody can guide you what's is going on in this business. You know, you don't just buy an auto trade from a guy cannot to trade a paper bag and he have a couple videos telling you how to optimize. He's fooling you, because the reality is not to just auto trade. Also, it is managing the auto trades and to have an eye trained to see what's going on. We don't want you to trade manually, but let's go ahead and analyze what's going on. The ES came in. Look at this. It's 1 minute. It's not one of those weird looking chart and Renko bars and all this nonsense. Oh God. You know, this is, leave it for those amateur traders. You know, they can come, make a complain, they can yap about it, and then after 2 months, they're going to be out of it. They're going to end up in some kind of forum, you know, and they say, he was smart, but the market was not good for him. Anyway, those guys, they are just passing by. They're not going to stay in the market. Sooner or later, they lose their money and they disappear. Another new smart guys that are going to come. You know, they come, easy go, you know. And then they're not looking at the market. I mean, if we look at the ES, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times, and we have mentioned that before it happened. If you go back to this video, everything we have mentioned, we mentioned before it happened, not after the fact. I don't want a cute guy come in the evening, tell me nothing wrong with the market. Here I make 4,000, here I make 10,000, and there is nothing, everything is nice and honey. No, we have to show the traders how hard it is to be success trader in conjunction with an auto trade. So the NASDAQ did not fly anymore on the NASDAQ trade, and is still in the same circle, whether you are using 1 minute, 2 minute, you are using different type of an entry, it's the same results. The NASDAQ is sitting on idle, and doing nothing with it between 650 and 750 and doing nothing. It's just sitting, on the idle. And the Nasdaq, if you recount what's going on, the Nasdaq stopped going up because Mr. ES here, this is a very important level, has not been able to break it. What is going to happen to this auto trade? It's going to collapse. Because right now, or a DAX, the only time you can trade the DAX, which they are on totally two different land, you can always predict the DAX by looking at the ES. Always. And this is one of my secrets in the morning. I will never look at the DAX if I don't have an ES chart. And sadly, we have a lot of Europeans, which we have a big size of European traders. They don't know that. They don't trade DAX. Some of them they do. We have a good size of Germans, they do that. And they are very smart. I don't need to tell the Germans anything. And the Brits, half-half. The Brits, they are more on a different roles than the DAX. But anyway, in the morning, in the European hours, you don't trade the DAX without looking at the ES, which was this one here is in one country and that one is. So what I'm trying to say, the whole market is connected to the ES. So we don't need to sit down in a room trying to learn how to trade, alpha waves and all kind of, no. But we need to learn how to look at the ES to analyze the market. So what I'm trying to tell you, the ES is your best signal in the house to predict what's going on in the market, whether it's NASDAQ. Even the NASDAQ for the last 5-6 years has become a little bit more independent because of technology. And now people are no longer the old tradition with buying corn and coffee. Those are the older guys out of date, analog. And right now, the new generation in 2021, they are into technology. And nobody is buying beans anymore. Nobody is trading coffee. Not in our corner, anyway. Not for the ninja traders. But now they are looking, the majority, the holding stocks now, like when I'm looking at the stocks with my broker, I'm no longer looking at the older generation stocks. Now it is priority is technology, priority is medical now for the last, and now anything entertainment that did go up because of everybody stayed at the house because of the corona. But now we are going out of this corona, I hope, very soon. Everybody start getting the vaccine. So I know from myself right now, I've been cooked up for almost 1 year behind my desk. We cannot travel. We cannot do anything. So once we get the vaccine, and we the airlines, and we start gradually going back to our original life, all those stocks for the entertainment, I'm not allowed to call any names, but all those stocks for the entertainment, they made very good profit this year. They're gonna be sliding back because I'm one of them. I cannot wait till I get again on an airplane and I have a couple weeks. I think I earned to have a couple weeks holiday somewhere, just relax. So we skipped the holidays on the last summer because of the corona and all that. So the entertainment is not gonna be stocks. They're not gonna be hot once we are going back on the track with the vaccine, and then probably we will have a passport for the vaccine. And then we are allowed to have our life back. And I'm a kind of guy, I cannot breathe anymore. Sitting behind You cannot go anywhere. You're practically handicapped, sitting, wait until you start getting your freedom again. So those entertainment stocks, the once we start getting our freedom, I'm not interested in those stocks anymore. Technology, medical, those are the ones right now looking. Nobody is looking to buy coffee and beans and those out of date things. So so the Nasdaq, going back, the Nasdaq has been for the last 5 6 years have separated from the ES. That's what I'm trying to get you, and become his own independent animal. And the ES is the older tank of trading, but we cannot ignore the ES still is the 500 company, and the Nasdaq is the technology. So when the ES is coming to hard area, still the Nasdaq respect hard areas. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The Nasdaq, yes, the Nasdaq is become independent because, um, and I mean, like trading the gold, you know. Um, um, I'm no favor anymore to trade the gold, but I can take the future gold before the markets open. You can find some good ways to future trade the gold, and you can find the gold before the markets open. You can find some nice trend to catch one trade on the gold, and all those small details you start picking them up once you're really seriously interested in the trading, and try to understand the timing when you can trade the ES, when you can trade the Nasdaq, and when you can trade the market. As you notice here, a lot of people. Yes, you are on the okay. For the ones, thank you, Zigorv. Um, Also, you're not the only one. Zhigorov is, I teach on the 6 range, and Zhigorov made his own because I showed how to optimize. You are using 4, and we have the Brits. We have a couple of Brits. They are using the 8 range on this entry, the reversal. So now let me go back before I get distracted here. If you notice here, when the ES now is trying to build out of the area which we have warned you from the first moment we came into the trade. And if you notice, now is fixing to break out this area here. Immediately you will have the translation on the Nasdaq. Immediately they translate. And now if we look at this Nasdaq trade, it's based on one contract, and it was, and still, now it got a little couple more takes, but still circling between 750 to 800 to 650, 650, 700, and we still idling on the same number. That is your worst enemy when you are in a trade. And this is, remember that, and your profit is sitting on idle, is not moving. The longer the trade is there, the more most likely it's gonna go down your profit. So before I do anything, I see on the Nasdaq there is a pullback. Look, the system gives you sell order to sell. It's automatic. This is a total different system telling you to sell. And for a guy is auto trading, he don't know anything about trading. I can respect that. Your chart on the 1 minute told you sell. You have $800. So what it takes for you to close position right here And the system told you to sell right there. Why does NASDAQ fell? Why? Now, why our profit start melting like an ice cream right under our eye? Because of the ES. So, guys, we need to understand those. Please. We cannot sell hamburger one day and buy a license on NinjaTrader and say we are traders. You know. You know. So, um, the question is, Sam, I have $5,000. Do you think it's good enough? I have $10,000. You think it's good enough? If you are willing to learn, it's good enough. If you want to skip the learning process, your chances within 2 months you'll be out of the game. Doesn't matter what system you are using, because you are ignoring the market. You cannot ignore the market. You cannot. We cannot ignore what's going on in the market and just keep looking at P&L. We want to know why we made money today. I want to know why I made money today. And I want to know why I lost money today. Because if I have $5,000, I lost $500. I want to know why I lost $500. What can I do to avoid this $500? I don't just say it's a piece of crap. NinjaTrader is crap. Everybody is picking on me. I lost 500. No, don't put your fingers on everyone. Look at the mirror and put your fingers on yourself. Because if you lose money, you need to sit down, analyze what happened here today. What did I do wrong? To avoid this $500 losses again. You don't just say, oh, it is NinjaTrader is a piece of crap. No, no, no. We all can make mistakes. I made a big mistakes yesterday. And I went into heavy losses yesterday. The 2 weeks before, I made 10 times more than what I lost yesterday. On the 2 weeks before that, it was a very good 2 weeks. I made 10 times more than what I lost yesterday. And I lost money yesterday because of a mistake I didn't pay attention to. But it does not mean NinjaTrader was a piece of crap or anything like that. I recognize what I have done wrong. What I did, I hold it too long, and this is one of my weaker points. I hold my position too long. I'm a stubborn man, and as always, when I get stubborn, sometimes it does not pay off, and it was my mistake, and I recognize it was my mistake. It was a perfect entry, perfect everything. I got greedy, and I got stubborn, and this happened to me yesterday, exactly yesterday. But I made 10 times the amount for the last 2 weeks than what I made mistake yesterday. And it was my fault. It was nobody's fault. So if we lose $500 today, we want to learn why we lost this 500. How did we lose this 500? So we can avoid to lose 500. We teach on Monday webinar from step 1 how to open the chart, because I don't want to send the template to the traders. I want them to right-click on the strategy, and I give the numbers. And the reason I do that, not because I'm trying to be mean to my traders, because I want him to type the stop loss and type the target. And on the webinar, I went from step 1, how to open the chart, how to load the auto trade. On that auto trade, they only had to do put the target, stop loss, and the trailing stop. Put those numbers only on their chart. One of the guys did not finish the video. He turned on the auto trade without using a stop loss and trailing stop. Sending a message to the support, I don't see any stop loss on my auto trade. Did you see the video all the way? Then half an hour. Oh, I didn't see the video all the way. I did not know that you need to put the stop loss. I mean, how you want to auto trade without a stop loss? So we do everything on our side, and we're trying to force the traders to open the chart. Instead of giving him the template, I'm giving him the numbers. Because I want this trader to learn on that auto trade he have 10 ticks of stop loss. So now he can start recognizing the trade. I can get rid of him and send everyone the template. And, you know, all of them out of my hair. The second day, I will not have any support. I can do that. But this is not the way to teach a trader. I want the trader to open the chart. I want the trader to put the stop loss the when I tell him. If I tell him to put 15 ticks of stop loss, I don't want him to call the support to come and put the 15 ticks of stop loss for him. I want him to figure out how to open the chart and put 15 ticks of stop loss. Target, the first target 30, the second target 40, the third target 50. He needs to put it himself. And we teach him how to do that, because if you don't do that to the trader, he will stay the engine closed hood, and he don't know anything about the engine of this auto trading. And that is a wrong direction for a guy who want to auto trade. Because I want that trader, when he's trading, he should know his stop loss. He should know what is the trailing stop. He should know what is his situation in the market. Giving him the template, I'm hurting him, I'm not helping him. If I'm trading the ES right now, I give him the target, I give him the trailing stop, I give him everything step by step. A baby walk on the webinar. That's how I do it, baby walk. From the beginning to how to open a chart, how to load your auto trade, how to put the trailing stop, how to put the stop loss. Because when you are forcing that trader to do that, now he understands he have 10 ticks of trailing stop, 15 ticks of trailing stop. His first target is 20 ticks, 30 ticks. I want him to know, I want him to feel this auto trade he's using. You know, I don't want to just give him a template and get rid of him. I want to deal with him and learn how to open the chart and put his stop loss, because one day he needs to do it by himself. Because you have a trader have $2,000, another trader I have, he have over $300,000. I have one guy wanna auto trade 10 ES, another guy wanna trade micro account because he only have 500. So you cannot just give one template and say, here, you know, all of you use the same one. I mean, you're gonna insult the guy have over 300,000. He's taking a 10 contract, and then you have another guy, he have 500 trading a micro account. You're gonna freak him out giving him a template with 10 contract ES on it. So he has to decide if he wanted to trade micro account, he want to trade one contract on the ES, or he want to trade 4 contracts on the ES or 10 contracts on the ES. So it is important for that trader to understand how to put how many contracts he wants. And it is important for me that trader knows what is his stop losses and how many contracts he needs to feed himself with it. I don't know if Mike wants 10 contracts and Tom wants 3 contracts and the other guy wants 1 contract. This is a trader's job. So that's why we share the template and we show how to optimize it. We say if you are on one contract, this is what you put 1. And if you are on time contracts, this is where you put 10. And here's your trailing stop and your stop loss. So, we're not, but it is very important for any trader to learn what is under the hood of this auto trade he's using. You don't just give an auto trade to guy and say, go ahead and rack it for 1 week. I mean, you don't put it on a platform and tell him, go ahead, trade it for 1 week. You cannot do that. He needs to learn what is under the hood. He needs to learn how far he can go with this auto trade. There is a different type of an entry for a chop market, a trending market, reversal, filter. You have to be educated. You cannot just, purchase it on Sunday and go live and get happy, live happily after on Monday. This is not happening. Some people forget to tell you that, but we are in this condition where we can say it. Notice on the Russell, we've been on the same trade for over an hour and nothing happening. Now on this auto trade, we still in the same area for the last half an hour. Look at this. The same area, plus minus, but somewhere around the 1,000, and we're not going anywhere with it because the ES is not going anywhere. It's not your auto trade, and this is a really a nightmare when a trader say, why I'm not making money, why this auto trade is not making money today, why? Because you need to look at the chart and see the bars are not hardly moving for half an hour, and that's why you're not making money. Has nothing to do with your auto trade. The market was not moving, and now just getting one little lousy bar after half an hour sideways. So it does not matter where is your trade, and the market has been flat from 10:36 until now. And what you want to do about it? Nothing. You cannot do anything about it. And sitting on idle, plus minus a couple $100, and welcome to trading. Nothing we can do. So you take any auto trade, any time frame, and you will find out it's the same number almost. And this is a 2 minutes. This is an 11 range. This one, we made the 11 range for the amateur traders. Look, this is a beautiful trade this morning. If we look between 2 minutes and 11 range, they're almost the same amount of money. Almost the same. And they're both going in the circle. And the 2 minutes and the 11 range, they are almost the same. So has nothing to do with the auto trade. Has to do with the market movement. I'm gonna stay quiet a little bit, taking a little break, and not much going on, actually. We only have this ES going back and forth. We're going to be seeing the lights on the ES once we go above the 41.66. We're going to see some lights, some trend in market once we cross the 41.66 on the ES. The market is going to fly to target 1 and target 2. As you see, those are target 1 and target 2. It's going to go and hit those. As long as we are below the 41.66, you're gonna see some sideway trouble. Uh, Once we cross the 41.66.75 on the ES, you're gonna see this market trending and fly into the 41.72 non-stop. 41.72 profit taking institutional target. As long as we are below the 41.66.75, we have a little turbulence and we need to survive that. So your trade here on this auto trade or on a different time frame is irrelevant. Your trailing stop is irrelevant. Your target is irrelevant. If this ES crossed this 41.66.75, this auto trade is gonna close on probably a couple of $3,000. If the ES did not survive above the 41.66, you're gonna end up with a couple $300 trade. That's it. Now, I personally I like the trailing stop being away from the market movement because I'm not trying to scalp. I like to break even, secure it, but I don't like this kind of trailing stop with 10 ticks, 15 ticks. I don't like it. You can trail a stop on the auto trade and you can use whatever you want on it. It's fine. But for me personally, I set it up differently. I don't like a trailing stops. All my auto trades, the way I do it, for me, I just wanted to break even. I don't want to use a trailing stop because I'm not looking for a trade, couple $100 trade. And then I can manage if I want to. I can close it. I can take the needle a little bit up. I can do that. But I don't want to dummy trailing stop, which if you know me long enough, you know me, I don't like a dummy trailing stop. So this is my style, and you can use a 15 ticks, 20 ticks trailing stop. You can do that. But for me, I can catch it. I can say, okay, it's over. I can close it if I want to. I can move some of my profit, secure some of the profit. I can do that. Most of the guys with auto trades, they don't like to mess with it. I can respect their wishes. Then you can tighten up the trailing stop, make it 15, 20 ticks trailing stop or 20 ticks trailing stop, and then you can call it off. It depends from every trader to another. Depends how you wanted to trade, and that's why it is important for that trader. If he wants a tight trailing stop, when I give him the setting on Monday, uh, if he want to use, if I give him the setting on 15 ticks and he want to use 10 ticks, is his right. He knows how to fix that by himself. He don't need to call the support for changing from 15 ticks to 10. You cannot be handicapped and trade in the same time. You don't know how to change trailing stop or stop loss. You have to understand how to do that, and you have to understand what is the difference between 10 ticks a trailing stop and 25 ticks a trailing stop. You have to understand those, in order for you to build a consistency, you have to understand how this auto trade works and what you can do with it, and then you start building consistency. I'm gonna kill this microphone off. I've been talking nonstop for 2 hours. I want to take a break, and we'll see what happened with the ES trade. Thank you. Look at this beauty. Even if you don't know anything about the market, if you notice on the signal, the auto trade is working. The auto trade is working, no big deal. And the auto trade put the trailing stop on the fib and tell you where is the estimate is going to be, okay? But then look what happened. I mean, we thought about everything when we develop. And then the system, another system, we always have backup system on anything. And that system here fired, telling you to sell, take a profit right there. Look. So it does not require a guy and even if he is auto trading and he don't understand the market, this one here is telling him to take a profit and call it off. Look at this. Sell. Here, buy. So this is another system telling you to buy here and sell here. How easy it can be. And now we are on the fib line and it's giving you a warning. And look, it's keep telling you sell, sell. So how hard it is to look at the chart, get your eye trained on the chart. It's telling you sell, and it's keep telling you sell. You have $1,000, sell. Now you are 970. Now it's gonna go to 800, and you're still not responding to the system. I mean, it is an auto trade. It gives you the target. It gives you the support on the fib line. You have over $1,000 trade. It's giving you a warning, and it's up to you what you want to do with it. So this is something you can put this indicator also on that TI7 for NinjaTrader 8 or on the V8, where it tells you where to take a profit, when to take a profit, beside the system trading. So there is plenty indicators out there. You can add the fib line on the chart you are trading. You can add the buy sell signal on your auto trade, and then can give you direction as well. So for a guy is having a problem with certain area, he can always add. You have unlimited indicators with us. You have over 100 indicators. You can always find something can help you with your trade when you are trading. Folks, it's 11:26. We are done for today. I want to say thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow, Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I want to say thank you very much, and please be safe, and God bless every single person out there.